Hello, and welcome to another edition of Real Talk of Colorado with your host, Watik. We have a special treat for you guys today. We have Mr. Jason Curdy here, who used to be a professional road racer. So I would like to welcome Jason to the show. Thanks for coming today, Jason.
Thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
Good.
Good. So before we get into asking questions, tell us where you're from originally, and if you're not from Colorado, how did you get to Colorado, things like that.
Well, I was born in Humboldt County, California, in the pot fields, back in the hippie days.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty much was awarded the state for the first 10 years. Had a naval officer guy come in and adopt me.
Okay.
When I was 10, and traveled all over the world with him. And then when I was 18, came out here to do some skiing. Next thing you know, there's a child on the way.
Oh.
So my dad told me, you better stay there and raise that child, and made this my home 21 years ago.
21 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So you say you have a child. So are you married or?
I'm married with 5 kids.
Married with 5 kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
18 to 26.
Wow.
3 grandbabies.
So how you like Colorado?
Love it.
Love it.
Yeah, I love the weather, the snow, the hot days, the cold days. Great city.
Okay. So the show is about road racing or road racer. So tell me about that. How did you get into that?
Always had a passion for motorcycles. My dad put me on a dirt bike when I was 10, first thing. He was a professional supercross racer. Just love of motorcycles, you know. And I came out here and did some track days with guys where we take our own personal bikes. Loved it, and then found out a way to have somebody pay for me to go do it. We found that niche and started racing.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this type of racing, describe the type of racing that you do.
It's kind of road racing where we're using crotch rocket sport bikes that are highly modified, very expensive, very fast. A lot of times it's real big over in Europe. It's not as big as here in the United States as it is over there in Europe. So pretty much 48 crazy guys get on the grid, drop the hammer, go as fast as you possibly can. Most tracks are anywhere from 1.75 quarters to 3.25 miles. First one across the checkered line wins.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So that sounds exciting, you know. That's something I always wanted to do, but we can get into that later on.
Right.
But all right, so now you talked about what's the size of the bikes that you guys use?
There's different classes. When I first started racing, my novice year, they had me on a 600.
Okay.
All right. After my novice year, we did so well my novice year, I went straight to the pro class. So when I went to the pro class, they put me on a leader bike, a 1000.
Wow.
Yeah,
Big bike.
big jump.
Big bike.
Big
Yeah.
jump with some very fast, really good guys.
So that 11,000 means like CCs, and can you explain what CCs, if you will, what that is?
1,000 cc's, it's cubic centimeters.
Okay.
And that's actually the size of the motor.
Oh, okay.
So that's how they kind of distinguish the classes. They got a 250 class, they got a 600 class, they got a vintage class. There's multiple classes on the circuit.
Now that 200 class that you're talking about, is that like more like a moped?
They go about as slow as a moped. Right? There's not a lot of horsepower behind those little bikes, but it's still a lot of fun. They're great starter classes for younger people that are coming in. And typically starting out on the smaller bikes and graduating up, they don't take a racer and go, hey, you're going to the superbike class.
Right.
All right, because it's too much of a learning curve.
Right.
So you kind of progress from the smaller classes and work your way up to the big boy classes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your first time ever racing, like your first race ever. Let's take us to that day, what you were feeling. Take us through that.
I was about ready to get sick. Yeah, and we're getting ready to grid up, and I got about 10, 15 minutes to get on the track, and I remember running over to my racing coach, his name's Mark, and I'm like, you got anything important to tell me? Words of wisdom. And he looked at me and goes, go out and have fun. And I went, that's it? So went, got on the bike and dropped off the grid and went, Butterflies, until you get through the first couple corners. Once that's done, everything settles down, you drop your head and you go. Don't remember how I finished. I was just thankful to survive.
Right, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And just happy I made it through the race without wrecking the machine. And one piece to do it again the next week.
And you say you don't know if you won or not. You don't know.
Well, I didn't win.
Oh, you know.
Oh no, no, I didn't win that first race.
Well, well, tell me how. I know it has to be exhilarating, the feeling to be riding and going so fast. So, what's the speed that you can get up to on these races?
You know, depending on the track, longer straightaways, the bikes can get up to, 198 miles an hour on the straightaways. Depending on the curves and stuff like that, dropping gears, going through at 100, 120, 130. Dragging your knee through the corners with other guys. So you'll be going through a corner, and next thing you know, you're flying through here, and you got a guy right here with his tires rubbing on you.
Wow.
And you're looking over going, man, I hope his tires hold. Because if he wrecks out, you're all going to have a bad day, right?
Right.
But it's probably the most exhilarating thing I've ever done.
And how long have you been doing that?
I did it for 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah.
So is there a shelf life for a rider?
No.
No?
Some of the fastest guys I know are in their mid-40s. Shane Turpin out of Utah, man, that guy's broken almost every bone in his body. And at 45, 46 years old, he's still fast as fast.
Well, okay, now I'm jumping off ship here a little bit, but there is a bike race that they have overseas somewhere. I forgot the name of the country. They do it once a year, and they can just go as fast as they want. It's through the cities and all that.
Isle of Man.
Who?
Isle of Man.
Isle of Man. Yeah. I saw it on TV. I was watching that. So, have you ever done that, or have you ever wanted to do that?
Want to, yes. Getting people to pay for me to go over to Europe and do that is a different story.
Man, I had a lot of people die.
Oh yeah, they lose quite a few road racers every year. Even though all the protective gear we wear, the best of the best, still you have a bad day. At those high speeds, things can go bad quick. Yeah.
So let's talk about this protective gear you just mentioned. What's that? What is that? How much protective gear do you need, and what's the price ranges to make sure that you can ensure that you don't have a bad experience when you fall?
Your helmets use about $1,000. Okay. Your suits range anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 to $2,300. Okay. Your boots are about $900. Your gloves are about $350. Then we have spine protectors, protect our spine. That's another couple $100. Special underwear, Under Armour.
Underwear?
Yeah.
Oh, to protect some things.
Yeah, Go Fast underwear.
Go Fast underwear.
Yeah.
Well, it makes you go fast?
Supposed to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. You don't see road racers out there wearing boxers.
Oh, they don't wear boxers. So this is the underwear is thicker.
No.
No.
No. You see like Speedos over in Europe?
Right. Oh, so it's lighter.
Oh yeah.
That ain't protecting anything then.
Well,
you want to just go fast.
You're relying on the suit.
Okay.
Not your underwear.
Okay, I get that.
All right.
I think I'm gonna have to wear boxers along with that. Well, no, we get a wedgie or something.
Yeah, it's bad news.
Okay, all right.
Bad news.
All right, so let's talk about your first fall.
Ooh, my first fall or my first nasty fall?
Is it a difference?
Oh yeah.
Okay, give me both.
My first fall, I don't even remember.
Wow.
Yeah. I've had quite a few concussions. I don't remember my first fall.
All right, so let's talk about this then. When you had, or anyone that you can't remember, painful?
Oh yeah. Well, let me tell you about my first nasty get-off.
Okay, well, let's go to the nasty one.
Back in 2008, we were in Hastings, Nebraska.
Okay.
And I start probably like 5th or 6th on the grid. I get up about halfway through the race. I get up to in 3rd place. And I just passed Hot Carl on the inside, all excited because I'm getting on the podium now.
Okay, right. You know,
top 3 guys, right?
Right.
So I'm hammering down. And I stayed on the throttle a little too long in the straightaways. And the 1st and 2nd place guy in front of me wrecked out on the track.
Wow.
So now I've got bodies in my path. I got motorcycles in my path of travel. So I'm thinking, well, I can either hit David, or I can take the bike and push the bike through the corner and try to make it through the corner. Well, pushed it in, the back tire steps out, catches the asphalt, and high sides me.
At what speed?
About 130.
Wow.
Right. So when the bike high sided me, kicks me up in the air, my feet in the air, the bike launches up after me, the foot peg hit me right between the eyes, knocked me out cold. The bike came back down, landed on my head, landed on my kneecaps, and dragged me across the track and ended up in the mud and alfalfa.
Okay, let's rewind a little bit. You said the kickstand hit you between the eye.
No, the foot peg.
The foot peg. Okay.
Foot peg.
So you had on a helmet with the shield.
Yeah.
Did it come through the shield?
No, it caught me right above the shield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But with that, I guess the speed or the velocity or whatever case it be, it was still hard.
Oh, yeah.
To give you the concussion.
Yeah, it knocked me out cold.
Wow. So did you wake up on the track or did you wake up in the hospital?
No, I woke up in the mud.
In the mud.
In alfalfa.
In alfalfa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And got up and was laying there, or after I was laying there, and I remember I'm coming to, and I see this white light. I'm going, I made it to heaven.
That's what I was going to ask.
I'm going,
think you were going to heaven?
I was a good boy.
Right.
Right. And then I heard the ambulance. And I'm going, shoot, I didn't make it to heaven.
Right. You might have made halfway.
So yeah, so I'm sitting there laying there, and I'm starting to feel my body to see if things broke. I get to my kneecaps, something's wrong. So both my kneecaps kind of swell up like grapefruits. Get up, told the ambulance, get out of here. Road racers don't go in an ambulance.
Oh.
Okay.
Why? That's bad news. Bad
yeah.
moment.
If I can get up and get off that track myself, we're not getting that ambulance.
Okay.
So we get back to the pits, and I have another race in about 3 hours. Now I can't even move my legs. The mechanics grab the bike, trying to repair the bike. I get on a new suit, new boots, new helmets, everything, because everything's destroyed. They actually had to pick me up and put me on the bike because I couldn't even walk.
And you were going to still ride with the knees and everything like that?
Don't have much of a choice. The points chase gets so close, especially at the end of the season. Last year, it came down, 4 points between the top 3 of us?
Okay, now you're talking lingo that we don't know. So I'm gonna, when I catch it, first of all, use grid. What is grid?
Oh, grid is where we line up. So we all do a warm-up lap. We come up on the grid. There's 3 riders per row.
Okay.
And that's where we launch off the grid.
Okay, so the grid is like the starting place.
Yep, so there's a light up there that goes, red, green, go.
Okay.
So
and it's not, so it's only 3 at a time? So
no. There's 3 in a row, and there could be anywhere from 10 to 48 riders.
Oh, okay.
3.
Okay.
So you got anywhere from 20 to 48 riders taking off at the same time, all trying to get through the corner at the same time.
So what determines where your position is at the grid?
Qualifying and points.
Okay.
So a lot of classes will run by your points. So if you're first, second, third in points, you're number 1, 2, 3 on the grid.
Okay.
Now a lot of the superbike classes, you have to go out, regardless of where you're at in the points, to go out there and qualify. So that means you go out there and do a session. The fastest lap times is how they grid us on the track.
Oh, okay. So I'm trying to get my lingo down because I want to get into biking at some point in time too. But so we got grid, we got chasing points.
Yep.
And that's when we're just trying to get the points so we can get pole position.
Yeah, pole. Yeah,
See, I think it's coming. I'm feeling it.
You as a road racer, you want pole.
One pole.
Or at least the front row.
At least the front row.
Yeah, because typically the carnage happens behind you if you're up front.
Right. You need all that traffic try to weed through to get to the front.
The less bodies and bikes, the better.
So let's talk about some happier things. Have you ever run any races?
Yeah.
How many?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know. Do you have do you get trophies, ribbons?
Oh yeah. No, we get trophies. At the end of the year, we get plaques and awards and stuff like that on how we finish. Every year I raced, I got something. So there was never a year where I didn't win something.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about with the wins that you have gotten, and you get a trophy, ribbon. Is there any monetary type of reward with this as well?
For me to go out and race one season with 2 bikes, all the setup, can range anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000.
What? Repeat that?
It's about $300,000 to $500,000 for a road racer to go race in a superbike class. One guy.
And how long is this thing supposed? What's the time period on this? Is it 2 races, 3 races?
No. Typically, there's probably 10 in a season.
In a season.
In a season.
Okay.
Yeah.
10 in a season.
And that typically goes from March, April-ish to October. Yeah.
So the low end is 300,000.
Well, no, the low end for people, sponsored racers have more of a budget. Can a guy go out and buy an R6 or an R1 and just slap some plastics on there and go in there and spend $10,000 to go race? Yes. Is he going to win? Probably not. When you come in, you have factory bikes, mechanics, and you have a bike that's $90,000, and you got a crew of people that are taking care of your machines.
So everybody get a piece of that pie is what I'm saying, I guess.
Everybody was one chunk.
And so you want a sponsor. The sponsor comes in and pays that money to take care of everything.
Yeah, sponsors pick up the bikes. I had multiple sponsors that would pay for, fuels and tires and the machines. We typically start the season with 2 bikes, A bike, B bike, because if we wreck a bike out, we need to run back and get another bike.
Right.
Okay? So, because the points are so close, if you miss one race, that day I had to get back on that bike and I couldn't even feel my legs, I had no choice to get back on that bike.
So even if you are chasing the points and you got back on the bike, it doesn't make a difference where you play as long as you still...
I needed points.
Needed the points.
Yes, so, because it came down that one year, 4 points between 3 guys. So the last race came down to who was going to have the better day.
Right.
So you miss one round, there's anywhere from 15 to 36 points.
Oh, okay.
And that pretty much puts you out of the show. And people aren't paying the big money for you to go out there to be in the back of the pack.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I get that. Okay, well, okay. So we got some wins. You've been doing it for 5 years. Why'd you stop?
My motorcycle school. Back in 2008, I was racing with a friend that had 2 boys, 18, they were twins. Their boys came in and took the basic rider course right here in Colorado. They graduated, did well. My buddy went out and bought him 2 brand new R6s for each boy. Bought them all the best of the gear, helmets, boots, gloves, spine protector. The dad took them out on their first ride Sunday morning up 285 towards Fairplay. The dad was in the front, 2 boys were in the back. The dad looks in his mirror and the boys aren't there. Dad turns around, goes back, and both his boys are wrecked out 80 foot apart from each other.
What?
And they're both dead.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So.
How fast were they going?
We don't know. There was no cars involved. There was no animals involved. It was just the 2 boys.
How were they?
18.
Oh.
So that was pretty devastating for me to hear about that and see that. And I told myself and told my wife, we can do it better. I know motorcycle training in the state of Colorado, we can do it better. So I went to work putting the school together and opened up the school February of 2010 with a different mission. Now, my school is part of the MOST program.
MOST, and what does that acronym stand for?
Stands for Motorcycle Operator Safety Training.
Okay.
There are 16 contractors, 16 schools in the state that do the training for the state of Colorado, and I am one of them. So the program's overseen by CDOT. Glenn Davis, Paul Peterson are the program manager and the director of the program. When I came in, the average cost for the class was anywhere from $250 up to $385 for the 2-day program. The state of Colorado pays each and one of us, contractors, $70 for every student that comes through our program.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This program was put in effect in 1991 by the Motorist of Colorado. And it was designed for low, affordable training.
Right.
Okay? It kind of morphed into this market of how much can we charge and get the $70 from the state, but don't tell the student. We're getting $70 on top of the $285 you just paid me. So $250 was about the average. So what I did is I lowered my pricing $250 to $179 on the weekends. I lowered it to $150 during the week. If you come through one of my sponsoring dealerships, you can have it for $120. If you're law enforcement, EMT, military, any kind of first responder, you can come into my program for $99 all year.
Wow.
So that's how I give my students back the $70 the program was designed.
Right.
So.
So you make it seem like it's not about the money then?
It's not about the money.
Okay.
No,
okay.
My wife and I charge enough to pay the bills, pay the insurance, maintain the facility, and give the highest level of training for a low affordable rate. That's what the program was designed to do.
And that's why you titled the MOST. That's why the school is called MOST then, right?
No, my school is called Full Throttle Riding Academy.
Okay, Full Throttle Riding.
We're all part of the MOST program.
Okay.
Overseen and kind of sanctioned by CDOT. They're kind of the governing, watching, make sure the range are correct, making sure we're following the rules, and following the program to the T. So
let's go through a typical day of training. So take me through the steps of what are you teaching the folks when they come to your academy?
There's about 5.5 to 6 hours of classroom. in the 2 days. So my students come in, like the students that came in this morning, we sit down, we fill out a bunch of legal paperwork, waivers, because it's a motorcycle class. Then we sit there and we do some introductions. I get to know the students, how much experience they have, maybe any fears and concerns about the 2 days, because a lot of these people coming in have never touched a bike in their life. So they got this, the mind's running, they're all nervous. They're freaking out about dropping the bike, or maybe shifting issues, or hey, that throttle over here really scares me. So I kind of find out where each student is at. We spend about a few hours in the classroom, and then we go to the bikes for the rest of the day. Day one on the bike starts out real slow. We pick out motorcycles for the students. I make them walk around and locate, you know, all the primary controls, secondary controls, kind of get familiar about the machine they're getting ready to ride. Then we go to part two. Part two is learning the friction zone. So we mount the motorcycle, I teach them how to start the bike. We'll sit there pulling that clutch, we'll go to first gear, and then we'll sit there and just rock the motorcycle in the friction zone. That kind of gets them an idea of where that clutch is, engages and disengages. After they all look pretty comfortable with that, I'll have them walk the bikes across the range. And then we turn around and walk back.
Now when you say walking, are they walking on it or just on the side of it?
No, they're on the bike.
Okay.
Their feet are on the ground and they're sitting there taking baby steps, staying in that friction zone, keeping their head and eyes up. And just learning how to control the motorcycle nice and slow. After they got that, then we have them pick up their feet. And we sit there and just take it across the range real slow, real slow. Once I see all the students got that, then we start moving into some shifting and stopping. And then it goes into maybe some weaving drills, okay? And then we go into some matching gears to road speed. So you're riding around the perimeter, shifting to seconds, shifting to thirds, shifting to seconds, shifting to third. And then we end the day one on a quick stop braking. So they come off, they get their speed up a little bit, and they got to stop that bike in a hurry. Right. So then that's a pretty long day for them. So we send them home. Day two, they come in and we do another 3.5 hours of classroom. We take the written test and then we head out to the range. Day two on the range starts out with limited space maneuvers. They sit there and learn how to do a figure eight in a box.
Okay.
Now the box is a painted box on the ground.
Right. Not a real box.
Not a real box.
Okay.
Yeah, that would freak them out. And teach them control. The program's designed to control the motorcycle at low speed maneuvers. That takes skill. Most people can get on a motorcycle, throttle, clutch, go fast in a straight line. Now let me slow it down on you a little bit. Let me make you do all these weaves and these cones under control. So the program's designed is an absolutely amazing program. It's the basic rider course from MSF, Motorcycle Safety Foundation. They're out of Irvine, California. It's the program the state has adopted for us to train people with. You know, after 2 long days, if you complete my program, you pass the writing, you pass the written, you get a completion card from my school, which you can present that to DMV, pay a $23 processing fee, and they'll put the endorsement on your license and you're ready to go.
Bam.
Bam.
Like that.
Yep.
How much does insurance cost for motorcycles on average?
Well, it varies. Like my son right now is out looking at an R6 sport bike. He's 19 years old. They told him yesterday, well, you're going to pay about $4,000 because he's a male. He's 19 years old on a very fast and dangerous bike.
Right.
Now, if my son goes over and looks at that cruiser that he doesn't like, that will probably go down into a third. So it depends on the person, their age, the bike, your record. All comes into play when you try to insure a motorcycle.
So let's talk about, you have people fall on these bikes that you have them training on?
Oh, yeah.
They do?
I mean, it's a training program.
Right.
Most of the time, they're just little tiny tip overs, nothing major. We've never had any kind of major accidents in my facility. We keep a pretty tight ship. We don't let the students get out of control. We can actually sit there and watch the students, and we can see something coming bad before it happens. So a lot of times we can sit there and rein the issue in before it gets ugly. So as a rider coach, you're always trying to pay attention and watch, look at people's needs. I mean, it's fun when every 2 days you have 8 new faces, different personalities, different skill levels, different dreams, different wants on a motorcycle. So every class is different.
And did we talk about the days that you offer these training classes?
I offer them a Monday, Tuesday class from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. We offer a Thursday, Friday class, And then we usually offer 2 classes on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. So every day, every class starts at 7 a.m., typically ends around 5 p.m.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
okay. And where's this located at again?
We're at 103rd in Ura, U-R-A, up in Thornton. Pretty much right behind Colorado Power Sports and the Mitsubishi dealership that are on 104th. We got a nice, very large enclosed private facility. We don't...
Enclosed?
Well, no, I'm sorry.
Oh, this
It's
enclosed, but it's outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to have a dome over my facility.
That'd be nice, yeah.
That's actually a dream,
AC.
a dream of me and my wife, you know,
Okay.
to beat the snow and the heat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we don't share our facility with other churches and schools, and it's designated for motorcycle training only.
Oh, okay, that's good.
I don't have to worry about cars coming through my facility. I don't have to worry about dogs or kids or anything like that. It's a very nice fenced-in.
That's cool.
Yeah, training facility.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
So, what I was gonna say was, you mentioned that your son was buying a bike. So, out of all the children, do everybody ride?
No, my 2 boys do.
Just the
We
boys.
have 3 girls and 2 boys. Daniel's 19, Nolan's 20. I started the boys very young. I knew them growing up watching me ride. They're gonna ride.
Right.
And I was not going to be able to stop.
Right.
So when Daniel was 14, we sent him to the racetrack, and he got his race license. He raced for 1 year. That put him at some very high-speed, nasty situations and taught him to keep his cool. That's the biggest thing. When things start going bad on a motorcycle, are you going to lose it up here?
Right.
Or are you going to maintain and get yourself through it? So Nolan and my son both are out there zipping around having a good time, and I don't have to stress about them. I gave him everything I possibly could, skill-wise, to go out there, be smart, and be safe.
So do they do the tricks like, do they do the wheelies? And,
No.
So you don't do the trick riding stuff?
No, there's no reason to be doing trick riding
Okay.
on the roads in Colorado.
Right.
If you want to go out and get crazy, we have lots of local tracks around here where you can go fast, you can pop wheelies, you can do whatever you want. There's an ambulance 30 seconds away.
Oh, they can watch to make sure.
Yeah, there's even a free crash card. So if you wad it up, they're going to come get your bike and deliver it back to the pits for you for free, no charge.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can do that. There's places for that stuff.
Yeah, and it's open to everybody.
Oh, okay.
You know, you can go take your personal bike up there and go have some fun. You don't have to worry about traffic on I-25, I-70. You don't have to worry about the people out there texting. The guy going down the road with the Big Mac hanging out of his mouth.
Right.
He just dropped a French fry, right? That's going to try to take you off your motorcycle.
Right.
So we teach our students everything about defensive driving. We talk about our environment here in Colorado because our environment here is different from Nevada.
Right.
You know, it's Nevada, New Mexico. It's flat, it's straight, it's hot. Okay. Here in Colorado, we have the Western region. Some very fun but technical riding. Okay. People can go up there and get themselves in trouble quick. Okay. Yeah. This program, every motorcycle should take this program. I don't care if you're the basic. I don't care if you're experienced. You're going to get something out of this program.
That sounds good. The training sounds like a lot of fun.
It is.
And this to let you know, I'm very interested in possibly participating in this because I want to learn, get my biking on as well. I want to be able to don my biker's outfit with my helmet and, get off my bike at a sports bar or something and let the lady see me come in.
Right.
Like I'm a biker.
Right.
So can you help me with that?
I can help you with that.
Can I get that look? And can I be confident in my riding skills too? Because I want to have it all.
And that's just it too. I mean, we pack a lot in 2 days. And what's nice about my program is some people need more than 2 days.
Yeah.
So I don't penalize a person that needs more than 2 days of riding. My students pay me one time. If it takes you 3 or 4 times to come into my program to get it, we don't charge extra for that.
Wow, that's nice.
Okay?
That's really nice.
So very few schools do that. If you don't make it through, you're paying to come back.
Right,
yeah, and there's no reason to do that. So that's why we're different.
Wow.
That's why our school is growing faster than any other school in the state. One, because we're doing it the best. We're not robbing people, and we're giving them what they need to go out there and be safe.
And it seems like you care. I mean, that's the other part too. You care when people see that. That's genuine.
Yeah.
It ain't like you're just trying to get the money. You really want the people to get things out of it. And that's what's important.
There's not too many president CEOs out there of a corporation teaching the students.
Hands on.
No, they're hiring people, paying a paycheck here. I care. Okay.
That's a good thing.
My passion started at 10 years old, and it's going to last until I'm in the dirt.
Wow, that's
You know?
great. That's great. You know, it was a pleasure, honestly. It's been a pleasure to have you on our show. But I wanted to make sure if there's anything that you want our audience to know, any important thing that you want them to know before we leave today, definitely share that with us.
Yeah, I mean, my phone, ask my wife, my phone's always on, all right, day, night, dinner, doesn't matter. If people have questions about motorcycling, motorcycle training, if you have questions about types of motorcycles or gear, call me up. We don't charge for that.
Well, how can people get a hold of you?
Oh, 303-503-7381. And then we have a website you guys can go visit. It's fullthrottleacademy.com. Fullthrottleacademy.com.
Facebook?
We have Facebook too, yeah. Social media, you gotta do that.
You gotta have it all.
So our Facebook page is Full Throttle Riding Academy.
Okay.
I have Twitter.
I was gonna say you have Twitter too?
But I've never used it.
I don't use it either.
You know, I'm like, did people really want to know about me getting out of the shower? Hey, I just got to the range, I just pulled some bikes out.
Right.
Hey, a student just hit the deck.
Right. I don't know, some people might be interested in that stuff, you never know, man.
Well, we're gonna stay away from Twitter for a while.
Okay.
I really don't have a lot of time to tweet.
Oh, okay, I understand that. I understand that.
Yeah.
But again, man, it was definitely a pleasure. I'm really going to take you up on that training.
Okay.
I really want to get out there and do it right and learn. And I think you're the right person to come learn from.
Well, most definitely. Well, there's 3 things that you can do. Actually, 4 things you can do to keep yourself out of the fatality bracket in the state of Colorado.
Okay, what are those 3 things?
Number 1, you come in and get trained professionally. 2, you put a helmet on your head. Okay? Number 3, don't drink and ride your motorcycle. Now, if you're a lady and you do those 3 things, you don't die. So they got one up on us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The ladies can sit there and keep themselves in check.
Right.
They don't lose track of where their skill level's at.
Right.
And they're smart enough to go out there and put the gear on.
Right.
All right. So that's
it's us.
It's
guys,
us.
Like we've been riding bikes for years and get out there and do the knucklehead stuff.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't take us long to climb the top of that ladder.
Yeah.
So.
Well, man, again, like I said, man, thanks for coming on today. I look forward to coming to your training.
Okay.
Guys, it was a pleasure having Jason on the show today. If you want to know more about riding bikes and everything, definitely gave you information to check him out. Please check it out. I encourage you to check him out. Visit his school. He has the best training. He cares about you, and he doesn't charge a lot. So those are the great things to be a good rider, and I encourage you to do it, because I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the lead, and I'm going to go to the training. We actually may do some filming of the training so you can see me get my training on. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. You've been with us here on Real Talk in Colorado. Until next time, take care, everybody. We out of here.